Hey everyone, this is Gary Kay. Obviously, you're seeing a special video version of my Rants and Rays podcast today, and I'm joined with a familiar guest, Nancy Knowlton. Nancy, how are you?
Oh, I'm just great. How about you, Gary?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm here to talk about what you've been up to. I was there earlier this year in your facility, and you kind of hinted that you had something brewing, and I got a release yesterday on a new company called Nialli, which you're the head of. Talk about how Nialli is an offshoot of Nureva and where it comes from, because it's offering kind of a unique collaboration as a service, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things wrapped up in the release that we shared with you. Perhaps first and foremost, we should say that Nureva now has a pretty sharp focus on our audio product line offering. So we're spending 100% of our time focused on delivering new hardware and new software solutions. So that's been a good thing for Nureva. In terms of Nialli, it's 100% subsidiary of Nureva. And what it is doing is creating some very specific targeted collaboration tools for our customer base. Early on in Nureva, we had our span application in the market, and we consistently ran into construction companies who wanted to use it for some of their planning services. And we kept hearing from people, well, could you do this little tweak and that little tweak? The long and the short of it was that we ended up spending some pretty concentrated time and effort on a research project that now forms the basis for Nialli Visual Planner. So it is a tool that puts time into the equation. So groups of people on a construction project get together and they plan the sequencing and the relationships between certain activities. And this tool allows the relationships to be seen and for everybody to be able to converse in front of a large display. You've heard that from us in the past. A lot of our Nureva wall systems have gone into construction trailers and meeting rooms. And so Nialli really pulls together a specific tool that is based on the last planner system methodology with which construction companies involved in lean construction are already very familiar.
Yeah, so you've taken that analog process and basically duplicated in digital form. By the way, the company's Nialli, Nialli, and that's nialli.com. Love the name. It's cool to say. Nureva as well. I think that was a great creation as well. So basically, we have an article, by the way, on it on our website at raypubs.com. I'll link that article in the description of this. But basically, what you've done is sort of built a purpose-built version of the Nureva span in a way, the Nureva wall, I should say, the span software that is
Yeah.
specific for the construction industry and takes advantage of all the project planning and takes that analog project planning process and converts it to digital, is the way I understood it.
Yeah, you bet. That's exactly what it is, Gary. And Nureva Wall already allows for that same big room experience that construction people are used to with their sticky notes, their post-it notes. And we've moved that into the digital realm.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like agile, right? I mean, it's very much like a similar kind of process. Is that right?
It is. The one thing that is differentiated here, and I mentioned that, but I mentioned it quickly amongst a lot of different words, is that it's got time based into the planning
Okay.
equation. If you think about Nureva Span Workspace application, that didn't really have time in that application. And here you've got columns representing weeks where you can put certain activities, you can link between activities. So if something falls behind, it's pretty easy to see how that's impacting other work that has to be completed.
Yeah, and again, you can see all of it at nialli.com, nialli.com. Real quickly, talk about Nureva. So Nureva is obviously focused heavily on audio. HDL 300, HDL 200, HDL 300 dual are the products
Yes.
that you have now. Console to run run it all.
Yeah.
I expect we're going to see more coming in the near future.
Yeah, you are. We have a pretty big product roadmap on both the hardware and software sides. So there's no secret at all. The core to our product is it's embodied in software and firmware. So we've got new functionality coming there. Some new hardware as well. You know, we were on that track where ISE was a pretty important time frame for us for product announcements. And with the postponement of that show to June, we're looking at bringing out smaller chunked announcements of new functionality. So we'll be engaging with our channel, with our end users to tell them what to expect. We've recently started a key account program with some of our customers who are under NDA. We're showing them that roadmap. And what they see is really a manifestation of some of the needs and wants that they have for enhancements to the system, and also how it's going to integrate with a variety of other tools and products that they're already using.
Well, I'm excited because you've really innovated. The microphone mist technology is, you know, sort of, I very seldom use this word, but definitely was a game changer in a lot of applications and is very popular. So you have Nureva on the audio side, nureva.com, Nialli on the visual planner side for the construction industry specifically. Will we see other products? I guess we're going to see some other Nialli products coming in the future, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, we're in the midst of, I'd call it early development work of other very specialized collaboration tools. And again, we're working with very closely with customers who are saying, this is what I want. And, you know, I'll call it a derivative, a next gen
Yeah.
version of what really has been a generalized application span workspace. And we're taking that into a much more, let's call it niche area, where instead of giving people almost what they want, we give them exactly what they want. So you will see some interesting developments from us. I'll just tantalize you with one small piece, and that is, you know, there's a function that we developed within the Span Workspace application called Quick Share. And I will tell you that that is something that really has taken hold within a lot of organizations. It's allowed people without a subscription to very quickly contribute their thoughts and ideas. It's got application in the education space, as you well know, and in consulting and other more general collaboration areas. And so that is an area of exploration where we're looking at how we might package that and deliver that as a solution to people who want just some quick and easy collaboration without the burden of a subscription.
Yeah, and that's really neat because one way to use it is use a QR code and boom, you put your content, all of a sudden the content displays. I look forward to seeing that. I have an idea in my head what it could be. It's kind of exciting. So again, if you're interested in, especially if you're selling to the construction industry, which all of us obviously are inside of that segment of the market because we're installing a lot of gear during construction. But if you're connected to the contractor side of things, check out Nialli at Nialli.com. And of course, Nureva at Nureva.com. Nancy, I very much appreciate you joining me today. Thanks for keeping us up to date on everything that you do always.
Well, thank you, Gary.
Thank you. And of course, you can watch all of our podcasts and videocasts at ravepubs.com.